guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes the close battle of loud versus quiet, the girl writing Batgirl, Dieggerminator, Crazy TJ at it again, the couple's intelligence, Welcome to the Records, The Force in Mulan, Paramount's Toon executives, Adult Bill and Richie, and Rob Ford the movie. So with that said, let's get things started. It was a close call, but the game just barely made it. Rampage, based on the classic video game series, just managed to beat out A Quiet Place at the box office this weekend by making about $34.5 million. However, with the movie's $120 million budget, it is questionable if Warner Bros. And New Line will see their money returned for this film. However, when it comes to last week's champ, A Quiet Place, it managed to be really close to stay on top for its second weekend, where the film was not far behind with less than $33 million, making its domestic total reach $100 million. Meanwhile, the next horror film that's now in theaters, Truth or Dare, made it in with some notice and immediately being a hit, where the $3.5 million movie got into third with $19 million. With Ready Player One and Blockers right behind with $11 million and $10 million respectively. Following from behind includes Black Panther with more than $5 million, Isle of Dogs with just $5 million, and I Can Only Imagine and Acrimony tied up with less than $4 million. Ah, now it looks lovely. All we have to do now is just check if she can write something good. Warner Bros. And DC hired screenwriter Christina Hodson in order to work on the script of Batgirl. Last year, the companies hired Joss Whedon in order to write for the movie, but had to step down 2 months ago because he felt like he failed to come up with a good idea for the story of the feature. Recently, Hodson had a movie release with her script with the Warner Bros. Thriller Unforgettable. She also had a couple of features she worked on that are coming soon through Paramount Pictures. The first is the Transformers spin-off Bumblebee, on top of being on part of the writing crew of the Transformers franchise, and Ology, which is a franchise Paramount wants to make based on the novels by Templar Publishing. Hodson also gave a helping hand to DC, which even had Batgirl in it, for the upcoming film adaptation of Birds of Prey. The movie currently has yet to have a cast, director, and release date prepared for Batgirl. From music to machines, Diego Boneta, the star of such projects as Scream Queen and Rock of Ages, has signed on with Paramount Pictures in order to be featured in the cast of the 6th installment of the Terminator franchise. He will be joining Terminator veterans Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton as the stars. No word has yet to be said regarding what the plot will be about, but producer and franchise creator James Cameron did reveal that this one will be taking place immediately after Terminator 2 Judgment Day. A few days after this news broke out, Paramount announced that they had to delay the release of the movie from July of 2019 to November of that year. They also mentioned that the decision was not related to the recent open-heart surgery of Schwarzenegger. Recently, Boneta was featured in the Netflix sci-fi series The Titan, and will also lead up another Netflix project, the biopic series Luis Miguel, coming later this month. He will also appear in the indie fantasy film Starbright. Terminator will be back on November 22nd, 2019. Okay, this is not necessarily movie news, but it still counts as crazy news worth mentioning. Actor T.J. Miller was arrested this week for being accused of making a fake bomb threat. He was charged with covering false information to law enforcement, which can leave someone 5 years in prison for it. He ended up paying bail on $100 million. Police stated that Miller called 911 on March 18th about a woman who might have possibly carried a bomb in her bag on the same train that he was. However, authorities got suspicious when his description of the woman kept changing and he sounded drunk during one interview with them. This was not the first time this year that Miller got himself into trouble that the media caught on. A few months ago, Miller was accused of sexual harassment by a porn star, and his ex-girlfriend said that she was assaulted him back in college. Miller was recently seen in Ready Player One and will be appearing next month in Deadpool 2. The crazy couple is at it again. Melissa McCarthy and her husband Ben Falcone are working with New Line in order to make the action comedy Superintelligence. While both will be producing the feature, McCarthy will star in the film and Falcone is also on board to direct. The movie will be about a corporate executive named Carol Peters, played by McCarthy, who was selected for observation by an artificial intelligence known as superintelligence, and there is possibility that it might want to take over the world. This will be the fourth collaboration where McCarthy and Falcone worked on a movie together. The other three includes Tammy, The Boss, and Life of the Party, which is expected to come out on May 11th. Before she gets started on Superintelligence, Ms. Melissa will be working on The Kitchen, which also stars Elizabeth Moss and Tiffany Haddish, that is based on the DC Vertigo comic series. The movie will be written by The Boss Steve Mallory, and production will be set to begin this July. Okay, let's be honest here. Nobody saw this one coming. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle officially surpassed the 2002 Spider-Man film to be the highest grossing film Sony Pictures has ever made domestically with around $404 million. It is also stated to be the highest grossing film ever for the stars of the movie, including Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart. It also claims the record for Sony's second highest grossing film of all time with a worldwide total of $950 million, right behind the James Bond film Skyfall, which got $1.1 billion. Tom Rothman, the chairman of Sony Pictures, stated, "Given the length of Columbia Pictures' esteemed history, this is a cool milestone. It is a great credit to Jake Kasdan, all the producers, the terrific actors, and everyone at the studio who worked so hard. It gives us a grand target to shoot with the next one." Sony is already preparing a sequel that they're aiming to release at the same time as Star Wars Episode 9. I am one with the remix is with me. I am one with the remix is with me. Donnie Yen has signed on with Disney in order to be in the cast of Disney's live-action remake of the 1998 animated film Mulan. He is the second actor to be announced next to Liu Yifei, also known as Crystal Liu, who will be playing the titular character. The role that he will play will be a brand new character named Commander Tung, who will be Mulan's mentor. Outside of that, it is not clear how close the movie will be to adapt either the Chinese tale or the original Disney movie, which the remake will be directed by Nicky Caro. This will not be the first time that Yen and Disney will collaborate in a big-budget movie. He previously appeared in the Star Wars spin-off film Rogue One, where he played the role of Chirrut Imwe. He is also a big celebrity in China, where he is the star of one of the biggest Chinese film franchises, Ip Man, which began shooting this week. Mulan will come to live action on March 27th, 2020. Oh, things are getting serious in the cartoon business. Ramsey Nato, the producer of DreamWorks Animation's The Boss Baby, has been hired by Paramount Animation to work as the executive VP, which she will now go and make reports to President Mireille Soria. She also has other assignments to do at Paramount, which includes keeping an eye on the production of their upcoming films like the third SpongeBob SquarePants movie and Wonder Park, which was previously called Amusement Park. Nato will also be looking for new talent and projects and trying to build relationships with other Viacom branches like Nickelodeon. Soria stated, "I have had the privilege of knowing and working with Ramsey for a number of years. She is a consummate professional with incredible creative instincts and relationships. I am so excited for her to bring her skills and energy to our growing team." Other people that Paramount Animation hired to be executives include Maya Kambe as the creative executive, Emily Nordwind as the VP Production and Development, and Catherine MacDonald as VP Production and Marketing. Okay, let's see if James and Bill can float. James McAvoy and Bill Hader are currently in talks with Warner Brothers in order to join the cast of It Chapter 2. The sequel to the very successful horror movie from last year will be set decades after the first, where the kids are now all grown up, but still tormented by the demon clown Pennywise. If the actors agree to come on board, McAvoy will play Bill Denbrough, now a successful author, who was the leader of the Losers Club. As for Hader, he would play the prankster of the group Richie Tauzier, who became a DJ. In the first film, they were portrayed by Jaded Leiber and Finn Wolfhard respectively. The only actors who have signed up for the sequel are Jessica Chastain as the adult Beverly Marsh and Bill Skarsgård returning as Pennywise. The kids will also come back in the second film for flashback scenes. Pennywise will have People Fear Clowns again on September 9th, 2019. As a Canadian, I know this thing will be crazy. Damian Lewis is currently working as the star of the upcoming drama Run This Town. He will be playing the role of Rob Ford, the former controversial mayor of Toronto. The movie is said to be about a reporter, played by Ben Platt, who is trying to uncover the scandal that involves Ford during his last year as mayor. Some of the side characters will be fictional, and the other actors involved of the film will include Mina Massoud, Nina Dobrev, Jennifer Ale, and Scott Speedman. Between 2010 and 2014, Ford was the mayor of Toronto and was known for public intoxication, sexual assault accusations, and has a video release of him smoking cocaine. He passed away in 2016 at the age of 46. His brother, Doug, is currently running to be the Premier of Ontario as the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Ontario. There is currently no word on who would distribute the film nor a release date set, but again, they are currently filming the movie in Toronto. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!